Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to Alabama Film Community TV Live. I'm Alan Rhodes, and I'll have a special guest with me here in just a few minutes, Daniel Castaneda, and I'll tell you a little bit more about him first. But thank you for joining us. This is our episode 9. We've been off a few weeks, mainly due to Jacksonville State and the city of Jacksonville. Had an F3 tornado several weeks back, and we're just now kind of getting everything back running well. Longleaf has been open the whole time. But, with students and everybody that's been involved in the cleanup and all, we have decided not to have a show for the last couple of weeks. So we're back live tonight. Talked to David Finlinson a little bit earlier today, and we worked out an issue of being able to do FaceTime live, and we're going to do that tonight with Wendy Robinson and talk a little bit more about her movie On Places Thin. And we have a special guest, hopefully from Huntsville. Laura Ann will be with us if she gets out of her meeting. She'll call in, and we'll talk about film and the film community going on in the Huntsville area. So we are in Studio B at Longleaf Studios. I'm Alan Rhodes, and a couple of things I want to talk to you about first as far as things that are going on here in Northeast Alabama. This will be our 5th annual Bluegrass on the Rim. Will be coming up on what date is that? That'll be June the 9th. That's a Saturday at 5 p.m. The doors will open. 6 p.m. The show will start. And coming back again this year is Foggy Hollow, the Yellow, Dandelion. What is that word? I got to put my glasses on to check that. The Yellow Dandies and Valley Road, Phoebe Grace, and Block Rock Station. Listen, it's $15 in advance for tickets, $20 the day of the show. And you can go to canyonconcerts.com to find out a little bit more about that. Also here in the Anniston area, Freedom Riders anniversary celebration will take place on Wednesday, May the 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. And they will be down at the newly designated Monument and National Park in Anniston at the Greyhound bus station. Keynote speakers, a jazz band, and all that's going on downtown Anniston, and that'll be on May 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. And if you've never been to one of those celebrations, they really turn out a big crowd. Also here at Longleaf Studios, we've been talking about this every week. We have an acting day camp and our annual film and technology camp. Those are coming up in the month of June. June the 18th through the 22nd is the acting day camp. And our film tech and technology camp is June the 25th through the 29th. The film camp is $400 per student, while the acting day camp is $250 per student. If you combine those, you get and your child attends both of those, you can come to both camps for $500 for those 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks in the month of June. And this is, I guess it's about our 5th or 6th year of doing these camps, and they are a lot of fun. And if you are still looking for the opportunity to get your kids and your high school out somewhere, Longleaf Studios is still accepting film production field trips, and it's just $15 per student. Bring a bus and load over, and we have some custom scripts. We'll give you professional instruction on how to produce a film, and we'll even edit that film and have lunch. And it's a good day to be here at Longleaf Studios. So if you're still looking for a field trip to end your year, think about Longleaf Studios and give us a call here or go online and find out a little bit more about that. Well, I've got a special guest with me today, and this is Daniel Castaneda. Daniel's also one of our crew that has been training here over the years and actually teaching us, I think, more than we've been teaching him. And he has been out getting jobs in the film industry. And you started out that I knew about with trading paint last year with your dad, and y'all did a lot of work on that with John Travolta. And I guess you had a good time on that.
Oh yeah, that was first film that I'd actually been involved in as a crew member. I mean, I've worked on the outside, but that was the first time actually being in there and seeing the magic that they call movie.
Yeah, I noticed when I came out to watch, and we brought some other class members out, that you and Tony were really hustling.
Well, let's say me hustling. Father was sitting on his little golf cart guarding it the entire time while son was running everywhere with a backpack.
His dad is running audio tonight, so if he cuts out, realize that's probably his dad just removing it.
Yeah, he can control. This is the only time my father can control my voice for y'all. I mean, only time.
So and what was your most favorite thing in Trading Paint? Which, by the way, is supposed to come out this June, right?
June 1st is
when it's supposed
set.
To come out.
Yeah, it's set for theaters.
I've not seen the trailer yet. But,
I've been looking as well.
Yeah, so everybody's looking. We still want to see that.
I've been digging the internet. I have noticed a lot of more. If you search it on the internet, you're getting a lot more hits now.
Right.
So I think they're fixing to get ready. I do know they edited in Canada.
Yeah, really.
I've been keeping up with I have the Instagram account that has the company that they chose to do.
If I'm not mistaken, they were also doing all the color grading up there as well, right?
Yes,
right.
Basically it was actually the director and another guy, and they just rented that place.
Right.
So, they've got other things going on, but they're working on that.
All right. So you had a chance to work there in the Talladega at the dirt track, which you've grown up there at the dirt track, so you knew everything that was going on there to start with, and knew your way around. And you and your dad decided to try to get on that crew and managed to do that. And again, what was the most favorite thing you did when you're on that set?
I would have to say the stunt, like getting ready for that stunt. That was one of my favorite things. Now, the absolute favorite thing was Mike Madsen, actually meeting him and his son, and I had the opportunity to babysit the son while he was on set and make it a good friendship, and took a trip out to California and got to go to his house and hang out with them on Oscar night. So
yeah, well, that's really pretty cool.
That was my favorite part, meeting somebody that I had watched in many movies and just always really loved him as an actor, and to meet him and find out he's just, down to earth dude. That was awesome.
Daniel, you grew up in Alabama?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what in the last few years, of course, Longleaf Studios is here along with the Northeast Alabama Entertainment Initiative, to assist in the growth of the film industry in Alabama. Have you seen a change in it in the last few years?
It's starting to pick up. I have. A lot of people don't know, but after Trading Paint, there was three more projects that were shot in Alabama. I know Inherit the Viper, Bigger, which you knew about Bigger, and the Moose, which was John Travolta when he was down here filming again. That was a movie called Moose, which I do believe they are done shooting.
That's really cool. On Alabama Film Community TV was a Facebook page set up by David Finlinson, who is a class member, and then we started the YouTube page and this live stream as part of our class project each Tuesday night. And we're starting to get directors, producers, and people around the state posting their projects, their casting calls, any pertinent information that they need on our site, which we'd love for you to do. I mean, it's a free site, and it's hopefully going to serve the state of Alabama in helping to grow the film industry in the state. So if you're out there right now and you're looking for information about a film, look here, look to Alabama Film Community TV, and if you have information you'd like to post there, join the site, and David or I, administrators, will make sure you have an opportunity to post things that are related to the film industry in Alabama. And let's continue the discussion. I think the more that people around the country see that Alabama is becoming a film state, the more we may get more film in here.
We have location. Everything around here, beautiful locations. We just got to show them.
That's very true. Let's see. You had a chance to go over, if I'm not mistaken, and get a part on season 8 of what show?
The Walking Dead.
Really?
Took me forever, but yes, I finally got a piece of the Walking Dead pie.
So Walking Dead season 8 is over, so we can actually have this discussion. and realize that there's strong NDAs on that
Oh,
show.
very
So
strong.
if there's anything I ask you, you can't say. You just tell me you have to kill me.
Trust me, I will. I will definitely do that because, I mean, in my emails, every email that was confidential that we got, it started out with, "We will not hesitate to sue you for millions of dollars." And I was like, yeah, that's good enough because you've got billions of dollars.
Yeah,
so
that's good enough to keep,
I'll be
keep
quiet.
things secret.
Yeah, I'll be quiet. And they're very secretive. Like, learning, like, being on set and watching everything, they're just like, even scripts, they were very tight guarded with their daily routine. The scripts stayed with the people they need to stay with. No one else saw it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand with a project like that that's just story after story, you know, you can't let secrets out like that. With a big fan base as them, no.
I have a close friend of mine who's been on there for several seasons now, and when he first got on there, I asked him to come over and talk to the class, and he just was too afraid to do that. And hopefully now that he's a little further along, a little further up the chain, and he's still on it, you know, after I guess 3 seasons, that maybe he can come over to our film school or something this summer, and we can see him.
He got with the good guys, huh?
He's actually in Negan's group.
Oh, well, he's one of our
He was
bad guys.
One of the original
He's one of our
Negan
saviors.
Saviors, right?
Yes.
So that was when he came in. So I guess it's that 3rd season since Negan's been there.
Yes. Oh, well, no,
Second or
that's
3rd.
deeper in. Oh,
Yeah.
Negan came way deep into the season. I mean,
It was about 6, I think.
yeah, 6, around 6.
6, 7, 8.
About,
So about
these
3.
last 2, yeah, the last 3 seasons have focused around the Saviors. And I mean, the Saviors were a big part of the comic book as well.
Right.
And, you know, that the show is kind of correlating, but not on the same page as the comic book. But Saviors, big groups of people. I mean, on set one day we had 500 Saviors. And let me tell you, when we start that whistle and all 400 of us start whistling, it really is intimidating. Even to us, knowing we're doing it, it intimidated us just to hear it.
So have you had a lot of fun being over there with that crew?
That was the best time of my life. I mean, that was the best set I've ever been on. PAs were super nice. The crew, the actors, everybody was just, you know, it was serious at times, but there was times where they were just goofing off and just having fun. And that's what you like to see on set. You don't want a bad set where everybody's, you know, ornery, and it just, you feel that in the acting when the set's bad. But when the set's great, oh, the acting is Gold Globe acting. And I got the scene that I was in, or one of the scenes was a fight scene between, if you haven't seen season 8, there's a little spoiler here, between Deegan and Simon when he kills him out. We did that. That took a whole day.
Yeah. Give me some drink.
He needs water, sir. A whole day to film that one fight scene. And to watch that process was quite amazing. To be on the outside looking in and being a part of something like that is, I don't know, a big fan of zombie genre. George A. Romero, always loved him, and Greg Nicotero, I look up to him because I'm a spectral effects artist as well, and just to be able to actually be face-to-face and say a few words to him, I ain't gonna lie, I got a little bit giddy, but I held my composure.
That's great, Daniel. When you were, the scenes that you were actually in, your character was a zombie.
No.
Okay, so tell me your character.
I was a savior. I was one of Negan's saviors. We are Deegan. The premises of it is we're getting ready for the big war, the war between the good guys and the bad guys. So there was we were at the sanctuary, which is a main base for our group, and then for 4 days we were out on location shooting, and those set days were 16-hour days, and we were there before the sun came up. We were all on set getting ready and getting ready for the day's worth of shooting, and I'll tell you, there were some days on that set where you had a group over here playing football, you had a group over here pitching balls, because we're sitting up here waiting to be on set, and with 400 people to wrangle up, that gets kind of hectic.
That is hurting cats.
That is hurting.
So your character, you finished season 8. Is a spoiler alert say you'll be back or not be back? You can't say.
Not gonna say. Can't say.
Well,
I mean,
in
the end, if you watch and noticed where I was and seen my damage, then yes, I mean, I did not fall. Let's put it that way. I did not fall to the ground.
Okay.
I stumbled, but I did not fall.
What's next for you? What do you have coming up?
I have a project that I'm coming in June. I really can't speak much about it, but in this one I'll be back on the crew side. I will not be in front of the camera. I'm in the running. I made it to round 2 of casting for Stranger Things. That's why I look so shaggy, because the picture I took, I sent to him, I look like this, and once you do that, you're kind of stuck.
You're stuck with that.
You have to stay looking like that, because if you change it, that kicks you out.
Well, I saw a picture of you where you were dressed in some kind of a big, tall, purple outfit one time when you were going to try for a position in Atlanta. What was that role you were trying to get? This is just before the Walking Dead part.
That would be, what was I? Oh, there's been so many.
You went over there fully dressed out, That's
The Originals. The show, The Originals. Now, the season has just started back on set, so I can't really hit on much of that. But the episode that I'm in is the very last episode ever of The Originals. That's the last one. They're killing that out and starting something new. But it was a costume contest, and I went it. Me being a special effects artist, I had to go big. And I went with my character that I made and actually won the costume contest.
Speaking of special effects, we have a guy who makes props that is with us, and he's got a Thor hammer. Have you seen it?
I've seen it all around.
Dylan, bring that in.
Bring in the Thor's hammer. Let me see that. Let's see that.
Wow.
Whoa!
A little heavier than I thought.
How you pick it up, boss? Am I not worthy?
Hey, Beretta, can you come here and help get this back off the set? Wow.
Whew.
Didn't look as heavy as Brenda, would you take that off the set? So we didn't mean to bring it out. Oh.
I'm not worthy. I got you. Not worthy.
Oh, me. Well,
a little Marvel humor there.
Special effects and props, and we've got a guy here he's going to be in the Navy this, I guess, coming up in September, and we may talk to him before he leaves, but he just loves making props like that. It's a nice little
That's
prop.
That's a nice little prop. That felt good. I mean, I couldn't pick it up, obviously.
Yeah.
And props, speaking of props, there is one thing big thing on the set of The Walking Dead is the props. Yes, they may not be a real weapon, but at all times you treat them like a real weapon. While I was on set, I actually watched one get escorted off a set because he kept pointing the gun at people.
Fidgeting around with it.
Messing with it, pointing the gun, and after being warned so many times, they were just like, you just have to go. Now, when it came to the actual weapons that were blanked, they had their own tent. There was the 2 guys that stayed in charge, but one of them was head, and boy, he was strict about his weapons, because I mean, you got real weapons. Them weapons are filled with blanks, and when you're on set and you're guns going off everywhere, it is kind of like, overwhelming. Yeah, a little nerve-wracking when you're facing a weapon that's going off, but their props guy is amazing, and he's on top of his weapons. Every weapon's checked. Every item is listed, and he makes sure he personally took care of each weapon. So, no mistakes. Like, was it Brandon Lee? That mistake that happened on set? Yeah. After that tragedy, it really became a big, these are real weapons. This is a deadly device. And
safety on the set, and as big
big,
a show
big,
as this
big.
with 400 people,
Mm-hmm.
I imagine safety is a tough thing to wrangle, but they've got to do
No,
that.
and they're on it. Their safety is awesome when it comes to set.
Right.
I mean, that big of a production, a lot of people go into making that. And matter of fact, on that last day of Simon, when he got killed, that was him exiting the show. As we were doing the show, this was funny. We're take after take after take, and then all of a sudden, all the PAs and all the cameramen and everybody around you, they started having mustaches. And I was looking around like, what is... You wasn't wearing that a while ago. Wait a minute, they all had mustaches. And it took me forever, and then finally it clicked. They were sending off Simon, and he's got that signature mustache. Yeah. They were sending him off, well, they love him. Right. So they all had mustaches just like him, and then when the extras got off set, you could hear them in the sanctuary, giving them a good thank you, and they had the little, cake and everything, and it was very nice how they treat the actors. Even when they're leaving, they're still a part of that family regardless. You're a part of the family. When you're in that family, even when you're gone, you're still a part of the family.
What got you into being interested in film?
My father. I will honestly say my dad is the reason I started this. He showed up at my door one morning and said, "Hey, you're going with me to the studio." And from there on out, I was in the studio, such as this, setting up cameras, doing white balance. I started from the bottom and worked my way all the way to the top to where I became the editor for TV24, and I do my own editing now, freelance. Okay. So, and that got me interested in bits and pieces, and then film has always been a thing of mine. I've always loved watching movies and seeing. I'm one of them guys that watch a movie and I look for continuity errors. I want to see someone have a hat on and they take away and they cut back that person, that hat's missing. I like looking for stuff like that. And that really caught my eye, and then once I started learning how it was all shot, I started understanding how it's easy to lose continuity very quickly.
Right.
Especially when working on a film that involves race cars. That continuity, that was a nightmare, but we kept it together. I mean, it was a lot of writing the car numbers down each day when I was on that set. So, okay, wait a minute, we're missing number 13. Where's he at? Where's he at? Get that car out here. He was in that shot. Keeping up with that stuff was a little bit intimidating, but it's part of the job. And if you love it, you're going to get through it, no matter what.
All right. Well, Daniel, thank you for coming. I'm not going to let you go just yet. But what I want Dylan to do is go ahead and we're going to make a phone call to Wendy Robinson right now. So while he's setting that up, they'll change some audio around so I can actually hear Wendy, and we'll see if we can get her on there. Now, this is the first time we've tried this, but we have a webcam. It's put into our Sling studio, and it's then going directly into the HDMI in off of the computer. And what he's going to do is give Wendy a call, who is the writer, director of On Places Thin. And no, don't make that. Yeah, go ahead and just click her number. All right, and hit that little right there. Hit that. It'll call her.
The video camera icon, sir.
Yeah. And so when she picks up, there she is, and she's
upside down. Hey.
So Wendy, we need you to turn your phone over.
Oh, sorry about that.
There. Whoa, now it's not. There we go.
Now hit the green at the top, make it full screen. And Wendy is with us. And Wendy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Well, I can't hear you. She's got to put there. Now she's put it in there.
There you
are. Wendy Robinson, thank you for joining us tonight. We just had Daniel Castaneda on camera here with us, who's waving at you.
Hi.
How you doing?
And can you give us an update on Places Thin?
Oh, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, we have our second and last casting call coming this Saturday in Roanoke at Hanley High School. and it's going to be from 11 to 2. And we're getting people from the south side of town because, of course, our last casting call was with you guys. So we've done very well in casting. We've had a lot of online response, which has been wonderful. We've posted a lot of the people we have chosen. We're onto Facebook and things like that. So if you want to keep up with us, again, follow us on Facebook, on Places Thin the Movie, and you'll find us there. But yeah, it's been going great. We're moving forward. We're in that crunch time. This is that time where you're just, oh, okay, there's so much to do, and the time gets short.
Wendy, I was going to ask you, when do you plan to start shooting your movie?
Um, excuse me. Well, actually, we start shooting the 1700 sequence um, on the 7th of June, and it goes through to
Okay.
the 17th. We have a break in the middle, a couple day break, because we're also switching from nights on the first section from the 7th to the 11th, and then we have 12th and 13th off, and then it moves forward to 14 to 17, and we kind of reversed the schedule a little bit. I know the script has gone through some revisions, which is great. I had it reviewed and rated. It's going to be rated PG-13, mainly for the battle scenes and the violence that involves in that. But I've had revisions and upgrades and new characters and things that came about. Because I follow their advice on, hey, you need to tweak this or tweak that. So that can happen all the way up literally to day of shooting, and then sometimes even more than that day to day. But it was looking really
Right.
good so far.
Let me ask you too. You put out some information on Facebook that you need everybody to turn in their wardrobe sizes and all that. Is there other things you need people to be doing?
Yeah, there's oh gosh, the cast has grown so much. We actually have some Muskogee Creek members who are now going to be involved in the film, and but wardrobe, yeah, I posted it and then realized, because I also have a crew page, and sometimes I'm like,
Right.
whoops, I didn't mean to put that on there, but yeah, I kind of got a heads up from everybody that yeah, we're getting the last minute sizes and some of the new cast and the militia. We have a lot of people working with us, and that's been great. So wardrobe is on the move right now, trying to get that time period taken care of. It's a big undertaking to be able to
What
go.
positions do you still need to fill?
Well, some of the new cast members, they're two young male boys, teenagers, but really they need to look like teenagers, but really be 18. Because they will be in the battle sequence, and there'll be no underage in the battle sequence. We have them all the way down to children. We're actually looking for um, a young um, a young child about, I'd say, 10 but looks 6, or possibly even 6 if they happen to be good at acting and can follow the dialogue. Um, there are several things like that. A grandmother character for Caleb, one of our supporting actors. There's a variety, and we have a large group of people. And something I put out on Facebook that was, I kept it back a while, was that a lot of these people I'm getting full credit to, simply because we have group spoken dialogue, and so that will come in as a spoken part. Um,
Right.
it's not often that productions offer that, so I kind of kept it to myself for a bit, and now it's kind of out there, and because we need a large number of people, both in the descendants roles as well as the primary roles for the 1700s. And we'll continue to film. I mean, we're low budget, so we'll continue to film after this, schedules permitting, on weekends, and to get the rest of the film finished. some of the stuff that we've already, we started to work on the trailer, and some of that I'll be able to use things I've already shot that did not go into the trailer. Some of the stuff does require reshoots. Jody, the main the main daughter actress, she no longer has braces, so we have to account for the fact that
Okay.
yeah, that continuity is gone there. He was just talking about continuity, so
I know he was.
yeah, that creates a problem. So yeah, we've got a little crunch time to go back and do that.
Well, Wendy, thank you for joining us. Be sure to post to Alabama Film Community TV all the updates as well on your stuff, because we're watching and keeping up with it. And we thank you for
Absolutely.
joining us tonight, and look forward to working with you.
Oh, fantastic. Good seeing you, Alan. Nice to meet
All
you.
right, you too. Wendy Robinson, everybody.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
That was awesome.
First time we've been able to Facebook Live with a FaceTime. And we'll get Adam to go ahead and put up the logo in the background. We're not calling anybody else just yet. But Laura Ann from Huntsville may be calling us here in a little bit. And when she does, we'll hook her up and talk a little bit about some of the film work that's going on in the Huntsville area and some of the new film she's actually starting this next week.
Really? In Alabama?
In Huntsville.
In
yeah.
Huntsville?
Yeah.
I think I seen casting for something. No, they were looking for GAF crew members.
Yeah.
Is that?
I think that's her. But she called today. We were messaging back and forth about her coming down and being on the show like this. And there's some other Huntsville people I know I'd like to get down here. And, of course, we have a bunch of Birmingham people that we'd like to get in. But, we are promoting Northeast Alabama here at Longleaf Studios. And we hope that all of you will come here to Longleaf and be a part of what we have going on here. And, largest green screen that you can find almost anywhere in the state. Over 10,000 square feet of just warehouse space for your film. And then here in Studio B, we've got room for probably 6 or 7 different sets that we can set up and work off of and live stream and YouTube and the whole thing, which is
location.
That's right. And of course, this whole system that we have, we can take it up to the square or anywhere and pick up a hot spot and be live streaming from any location out there. In fact, I hope to live stream part of the Little River Canyon event coming up with Bluegrass on the Rim this year. So we hope to set that up and do multi-camera live stream from there, and you can enjoy that festival as well. That's the 5th annual one coming up.
Where are we at?
We're right here in the
Right here.
Yeah.
Well, to any folks out there, if you are interested in knowing about casting, or if you'd like to get into it, we'll have information on the Alabama.
Yeah, what we'll do is when this film, what we're doing is over, we'll go down there and post all that information that you were giving me, and also on the YouTube page. So in the block down there, if you're looking for links for casting and casting companies and things that you found out,
I can definitely.
We'll post those in there, and so there's another way to get that information out. You have a casting company that you were talking about earlier. Do you still have that information?
Goldman Casting does a lot of Birmingham, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama casting, and he's a really good guy. We'll have the website that you can go to for casting with him, and if you do want to try out for any of his, in the subject line you'll put live. What was that? Live submission, I do believe. Yes, live submission. That way he knows that you saw it here on our program, and that way, maybe you could be the next star. Now, as far as The Walking Dead, they are currently doing season 9, and they are casting for folks. If there's anybody out there watching that knows of anybody with hand injuries, if you know the show, missing fingers, trigger fingers, hands, they are definitely needing those right now. And it's not just a featured hand. You will be featured in the show, because if you do watch the show, season 8, All the Saviors, we got tricked by the waterfall, Eugene, and our ammunition was bad and blew the guns up in our faces. So if you have a missing hand, finger, you could be on The Walking Dead. I'm not cutting off any of my fingers, but You can, if you've already have. And the clothes I'm wearing are actually the ones that I basically, we'll go ahead and say it. I died in these clothes on The Walking Dead. These are my clothes that I went and wore, and it was suitable for a savior. I don't know if that tells much about my style, but obviously I'm apocalyptic style here. Real rugged, I guess.
You look like you would fit the part.
I do fit the part as a rough character. I'm a character actor. I'm more of the mean person, but really I'm just a big old teddy bear.
Yeah. Now, you said something right before the show that you were doing a little bit of work locally for some of the rebuilding that's taking place here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
As you all may know, Jacksonville, of course, was hit by a tornado on April the 18th. Is that right, or March 18th?
No, March, March.
And there's still a lot of rebuilding taking place. There'll be quite a bit of it for the next few years, I imagine. So you're
I've
working and it's
helping clean up and helping demolition, helping floors, and I've been doing, unfortunately, when there is, a devastating thing like this, I mean, a lot of people, like me and you were talking earlier, people come in and chase and jobs come up. And like you said, people see that as somewhat of a bad thing, but in a way it's really...
People are looking for work.
If you see, it's giving people something to do, it's getting the money in their pocket, and it's rebuilding. Right. And as a community, you've got to come together and rebuild. You can't just let it go. That ain't...
Well, I'll tell you, Jacksonville State, I believe, have done a very, very good job of handling most of the situations that have taken place. I have to praise the city of Jacksonville, Alabama Power, because as soon as we had the tornado, they were clearing roads and getting power back on. And I've spent most of my life up in the Huntsville area. I've never seen anything as rapidly involved as Alabama Power crews coming in here that night. And so I just want to say thank you to those guys and then the rest of the community that pitched together and came out and all that. So, we may say this a few more times on a few more episodes, but Jacksonville is rebuilding. The university is back to school. There's a lot of building taking place on campus, and graduation happened this last Friday.
Where did they hold that?
I don't know, but Kayla graduated, one of our students that was from here, and she's now in, I think, Tupelo, Mississippi at WTVA.
All right.
And so I hope she took that job, because I know before she left she was taking that one. But who knows? As talented as she is, she might have got off anywhere. She got there.
She can go to Hollywood.
That's right. So, wow. I have not heard from Luann, so what we're going to do is just go on and end the show tonight, and we'll pick up Luann on another night from Huntsville. She starts a movie up there this week, but she had a meeting that started at 7, and we'll bring her on another episode. But Daniel, thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thank you. It's always fun being here with y'all.
And Dylan, thank you for bringing your Thor hammer. Brenna, thank you for all you've done, and Tony and Lionel and Adam. Y'all did a great job setting things up. Little different setup on the set tonight, and I like it. Be anxious to see how it actually looked on camera, because it's.
We have our cheat box beside us here, so I mean, you can catch us both. Yeah, every now and then you can catch us both kind of looking, and we have our little cheat box here, but we can do that.
Yeah, and I just absolutely love live anything.
Live anything is,
and YouTube, Facebook is offering the opportunity that. We used to have back in the 70s and 80s of live TV, a lot of live episodes, and things were done live then. And when there was a mistake, it was always funny. And you just never knew what was going to happen. It was almost like being at Talladega waiting on the big one.
Waiting on the big one.
So anyway, we're going to call it quits for tonight. Thank you for joining us here on Alabama Film Community TV. And be sure to like us on our Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and he's crazy.
Do we have graphics? Oh no, we don't have graphics. Why couldn't we put graphics up? Where's our graphics?
Brent, we'll get that down.
Come on.
So, but be sure to join us and to like our pages, and go to Longleaf Studios homepage on longleafstudios.com. find out more about us. Bring your project here. There's a great crew that we have working here, plenty of facilities and space. And if you've got a film you'd like to have done, certainly this would be a great place to do it. So again, for Alabama Film Community TV, Daniel Castaneda and the crew, good night.
Good night.
It says that's a wrap at the end.